Hi everyone, it's about time I make another video. Um, a lot has happened the last couple of days and a lot hasn't happened. So I had my bars removed on the 25th of May 2021. I had it done here in South Africa at Netcare Waterfall. And I can just give you guys a little bit of pointers of my recovery so far and my experience. Um, I went in very early in the morning into surgery. So I got actually discharged quite early as well. I got discharged around about 3, 3:30, 4 o'clock on the same day. So you don't stay there. I went home exactly the same day. So that's what made this procedure so easy at the end, is that there was no major recovery or downtime. I've got a couple of cuts on this and on the sutures. Got a couple of cuts obviously on the body, and the sutures are still busy healing. Um, they're not that painful, to be honest with you. I had some bleeding the same day, so after surgery, I had some bleeding on the wounds, and we just cleaned the dressing and redid it while I was at the hospital. Um, was very nauseous after waking up, obviously after the surgery. So I threw up around probably about 5 times. Even on my way home, I threw up outside the car window, so that wasn't very fun. Um, Super easy experience with the recovery so far compared to obviously putting these bars in. I don't even think it's fair to give you guys a rating because it's not even on the same scale. Uh, I've had no real pain. I have had a lot of discomfort, but not any pain at all. The wounds are sore, obviously, but there's no physical pain. I've been on very mild medication in terms of pain and anti-inflammatories. Nothing even remotely as strong as what it was with putting these bars in. I received my 2 bars as well. So as you guys would know if you were following my story, I have had 2 Nuss Bars and 2 stabilizers as well, one on the top, one at the bottom. Ironically, the part that actually hurt the most, the stabilizer, which was on my right hand side, which was actually on the lower part of my abdominal, uh, was the main pain throughout my whole pectus journey. It was the bar that gave me the most pain. It was the bar that was the most uncomfortable, gave me the most pressure. I consistently felt that part of the bar always. But now, removing the bars, ironically, it was the top bar that actually caused the most nuisance, if I can say that, to remove. It was the hardest to remove. I had the most bruising on that part of my body as well. I was bleeding from that side of the wounds as well. So um, basically, that was exact the opposite. Um, to give you guys a bit of experience, give you guys a little bit of a indication of the experience. Very easy, super chilled. Went in, came back the same day as well. So that made my life a lot easier as well. I did take off a bit longer than I did usually anticipate because I want to make sure that I'm 110% ready before I go back to work. So today's actually my first day back at work, and that's after 7 full days. So I had exactly a full week before I went back. Just to show you guys as well how these bars do look like. This is how they look like. So there's the stabilizer. It is actually quite thick, if you can see there. And the stabilizer obviously slides into the bar like so. And then here on the other side, you can see the other stabilizer. It was actually bent so that it fits the shape of your ribs or your body. And then these are the 2 bars that I have. So they're pretty strong. I mean, I tried bending these bars and there's just no way that so these are surgical steel or surgical stainless steel. You do get the surgical titanium bars as well, but in some countries they just naturally do the surgical titanium because there's so many people out there that actually is allergic to steel. So in some countries like the States, they actually do a metal test on you. Luckily, I didn't have to do that in South Africa, but if you do, get a reaction to metal, you'd use titanium instead of stainless steel. So yeah, that's the 2 bars that I got out. The wounds are looking pretty alright. If I can show you guys here quickly. So A little bit of bruising. This is the major cut that I had. That was the pector's bar that gave me the most problems. Here's a cut under my armpit. He's actually giving me the most pain at the moment because it's under the pectoral muscle. So it's actually where the skin folds onto it, basically. And the other side as well, I've got a cut there at the bottom, very small cut. And then I've got a cut here at the top. As you can see, a little bit of bruising where the doctors obviously rustled and tussled me. And that's about it. So those two cuts, and then these two on this side as well. This is the big cut. This cut was done exactly in the same suture as the old cut. And then these cuts are actually going vertical, not horizontal. So when I put the bars in, the doctor actually made a horizontal cut. Now he did a vertical cut. So I'm thinking he did it obviously for aesthetic reasons. So instead of cutting like this, what happened was I actually had a lot of skin that actually folded in, and because of the scar tissue, it retracted. So basically, it made like a little indentation, and I didn't like that very much, to be honest with you. Especially as your recovery goes on, that actually gets deeper. So the vertical cuts will obviously eliminate that fold, because it won't fold like this, it will fold like that. So anyway, yeah, just to keep this video nice, short and sweet. Usually my videos is not short and sweet, despite me trying my best. But yeah, recovery is out. The bars are out. The recovery is doing very well. I definitely think when you guys go back for surgery, it would be an extremely easy process to do. And if you guys have any questions, please let me know. Comment down below. I'll try my best to help you guys out. And if you are thinking of doing the procedure, I would say do it. It took me around about 10 years to get to the point to actually get to doing the surgery. Not because I didn't want to do the surgery, just for many other reasons, that it's not recognized and whatever. I actually did jump to medical aids in terms of doing this. So what I mean by that is I actually was on a medical aid before that paid for putting the bars in. Okay, now there was a lot of complications of that medical aid in terms of an agreements and all those things, and they left me with quite a lot of money to pay. Actually, I think I ended up paying around about $2,500-$3,000 in, which is about 42,000 Rand more or less. I had to pay in to myself, which was not expected, to be honest with you. It was not supposed to be like that, just because the medical aid didn't work with that doctor. But originally, prior to the procedure, everything was supposed to be paid or covered. I'm not going to argue with the doctor because I have to go back to him. So I decided just to pay it. I paid him off. Then during my recovery from putting the bars in, I actually decided I'm going to a different medical aid that I do know that works with pectus. And actually, very recently, they are actually the only medical aid in South Africa that actually recognizes pectus as a condition. So that's a major milestone. I can't tell you how many hoops I had to jump through, motivations and tests and all those things to actually get the doctors to understand, this is something I need to do. Now, once I had to get it removed. So I decided to change my medical aid to Discovery. And they've been amazing. They've paid, so far, they paid everything. I've had no issues with that. They paid all of the accounts in full the same day. I walked out the hospital and I've had no problems whatsoever. So I'm very, very happy in that regard. So the surgery was done, it was paid for. I've had no issues with that this time. And yeah, I think that's about it. I've got nothing else much to say. Training, I'm not so sure about training, to be honest with you. I think training, I should probably go back to being able to train in about 3 months. I think at least giving yourself 8 to 12 weeks, even although the doctors recommend 6 weeks, etc. I know I'd experienced previously when they said 6 weeks, it was 6 months. So, and yes, it doesn't mean you're going to be 100% normal again when you have the bars put in. There's no ways that you're going to be able to do contact sports and those things, in my opinion. I'm a personal trainer by my profession. I can tell you that these bars are very restrictive. There's no way that you will be 100%, I would say 50 at most. 50% back to normal is at most the range. I mean, I was still struggling to do push-ups pain-wise after 3 years of having these bars in. And I'm very strong. It's just that the bars were just hurting so much. So yeah, I think give yourself enough time. Definitely take enough time to recover. I think I'm going to give myself at least 8 to 12 weeks before I start to actually lift weights again. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because I've actually got like fascia and muscle tear, especially inside, going to my rear of my deltoid at the back, under my arm. I can feel that there's actually muscle that's been damaged because of the bar. That's where the bar actually pushed into my back, basically. So I'm at least going to give myself 8 to 12 weeks to recover before I start hitting the weights good again. Although I am going back today to the gym and I will be doing some cardiovascular workouts. So that's basically walking a treadmill, riding a bicycle. That's going to help me with my lung functionality to get me back to where I need to be in terms of my wellness, right? The physical strength, I'll work on that in the next 8 to 12 weeks. So give yourself enough time to recover as well. And then when you're ready, go from there. If you have any questions, please, guys, comment in the section below, obviously in the comment section. I'll try my best to get back to you guys as quick as I can with all the information that I can. And if you plan to do the procedure, definitely recommend doing it. Do it, get it done with, move on. Surgery might not be for everyone, but it was ultimately a good decision for myself. It did put me back quite a bit, but I'll make another video about why I decided to do this and when and how, and if I'm happy with the surgery, I'll make another video with that at a later stage. But for now, this is a little brief video for all the information about recovery and downtime from having the bars removed. Alright guys, I'll see you guys in the next video.